What happens when the greatest player of all time steps onto the biggest stage in sports? He doesn't just compete, he dominates. In a career filled with legendary performances, there's one that stands out as the ultimate showcase of his unmatched skill. This is the NBA Finals performance that truly cemented his claim of being the greatest of all time. You think you know Michael Jordan? Think again. What you're about to hear will take you inside the mind of a champion at the pinnacle of his career. This is the greatest NBA Finals series of Michael Jordan. When it comes to NBA Finals performances, Michael Jordan's name is synonymous with greatness. The man was a force of nature on the court, and when the stakes were highest, he somehow found another gear. Whether it was his iconic flu game in the 1997 Finals against the Utah Jazz, where he scored 38 points despite being visibly ill, or his 1992 Finals performance against the Portland Trail Blazers, where he famously shrugged after hitting his sixth three-pointer in the first half. Jordan always rose to the occasion. His 1991 Finals debut was also spectacular, where he led the Chicago Bulls to their first ever championship, taking down Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games. The second three-peat in 1998. These moments are forever etched in the minds of basketball fans. But out of all of these extraordinary performances, one stood out above the rest: the 1993 NBA Finals.
Welcome to the NBA Finals. In the case of the Chicago Bulls, it's welcome back. For the third year in a row, they seek, as you know, to become only the third team to win 3 NBA championships in succession.
Each year is a different experience. The first time you're thrilled to be there because you've never been there before and everything's new. Last year we were just on a mission, and this year you have the chance to make history.
The 1993 NBA Finals were more than just another championship series. They were a showcase of Michael Jordan at the peak of his prime. This series, against a formidable opponent in the Phoenix Suns, solidified Jordan's legacy as the greatest player to ever grace the basketball court. Want to know how truly great prime Jordan was? The 1992-1993 NBA season was one for the books. The Phoenix Suns, led by their new acquisition, Charles Barkley, were the best team in the league. They finished the regular season with an impressive 62-20 record, the best in the NBA that year. Barkley, who had been traded from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Suns before the season, was an absolute beast on the court. He averaged 25.6 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game, and was named the league's most valuable player. Barkley was the heart and soul of the Suns, and with him leading the way, the Suns were a team on a mission. Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley were not just rivals on the court, they were also good friends off it. Their friendship is well known, but when it came to basketball, there were no friends on the court. Despite their camaraderie, Barkley was determined to dethrone Jordan and the Bulls. Winning the MVP over Jordan added a bit of spice to the matchup, as many in the basketball world debated whether Barkley truly deserved it over MJ. But there was no denying that Barkley had been dominant throughout the season, and the Suns were a worthy opponent for the reigning champions. Charles really elevated his game. It was clear that Michael Jordan was still the best player in the league, but Charles's unique play style, by his height and sheer strength, made him in the conversation for the best player in the league. Right from the get-go, it seemed inevitable that the league would see a clash between these two superstars. Then, the stage was set for an epic showdown between the Chicago Bulls and the Phoenix Suns, after the Suns survived the Wild Wild West. The Bulls, however, faced some competition, especially the number 1 seeded Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks. But, well, almost no one doubted that the Bulls would be back in the finals to defend their title. And so it began. The Suns have the best record in the league, as they claim home court advantage. But of course, every opponent of Michael Jordan would be deemed as the underdogs. Game 1 took place in Phoenix, and it was clear from the start that Michael Jordan was on a mission. Jordan dropped 31 points, leading the Bulls to a 192 victory. But it wasn't just his scoring that was impressive, it was the way he controlled the game. Jordan was relentless, attacking the Suns' defense and making it clear that he was the best player on the court. Game 2 was more of the same. Jordan was unstoppable, scoring 42 points and leading the Bulls to a 111-108 win. The Suns had no answer for him, and it seemed like the series might be over before it even began. The Bulls were now up 2-0, and they had stolen home court advantage. Many fans thought the series was over, and they may have been right. It was 2 games in Phoenix that they were outclassed by Michael. However, the Suns were not going down without a fight. It took them 17 years to come back to the NBA Finals. And of course, Sir Charles waited for almost a decade for this moment. Game 3, back in Chicago, was a triple overtime thriller, one of NBA Finals' greatest classics. Charles Barkley played his heart out, recording a triple-double with 24 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Suns played fire with fire. They mashed Chicago with its rapid-fire offense. The Suns managed to pull out a 129-121 victory, cutting the Bulls' series lead to 2-1. For Jordan, well, he just dropped 44 points, but it just wasn't enough to seal a comfortable 3-0 series lead. The Suns might have found out the best strategy, just to score more than Mike, but little did they know it would backfire at them 100 times stronger. Game 4 was a close contest. It was another classic. Charles played the best game of his life. He was all over. He owned the paint. He was scoring, was rebounding, and heck, even passing efficiently too, finding the right man. It seemed like the Suns had found their rhythm. But then came Michael Jordan's greatest finals game performance of his career. One of the greatest performances in NBA Finals history. 55 points in a ridiculous 57% field goal shooting. His ability to score at will was breathtaking. It was just unstoppable. And the Bulls took a commanding 3-1 series lead with a 111-105 victory. Jordan was now averaging an unbelievable 41.8 points per game in the finals, and it seemed like nothing could stop him. Just think about that for a second. 41.8 points per game. Game 5 saw the Suns claw their way back into the series. Barkley and his teammate played with a sense of urgency, knowing their season was on the line. Despite Jordan's 41 points, the Suns won 108-98, forcing a Game 6 back in Phoenix. Barkley, never one to shy away from the spotlight, assured the media that God told him the Suns were going to win the game.
You kept saying, it's our destiny. It's our destiny.
I believe it is our destiny to win the world championship. I have believed that for the last year. And I believe in my heart that we're going to win the world championship. And I told you that. I don't care about being down 3-1. God wants us to win the world championship.
It was a bold statement, but Barkley was never short on confidence. The Game 6 was crucial. The Bulls had their chance to finish the series in Chicago, yet here they are, back in Phoenix. If the Suns win, the momentum would largely shift to the Suns in their home court. Game 6 of the 1993 NBA Finals is one of the most memorable games in NBA history. With the Bulls leading the series 3-2, they had the chance to clinch their 3rd consecutive championship. The game was intense from the start, with both teams trading blows. Jordan was once again the focal point of the Bulls' offense, but this time the Suns were determined to make it as difficult as possible for him. The game came down to the final moments, with just over 14 seconds left in the game. The Suns held a 98-96 lead. The Bulls had possession, and everyone in the arena knew who was going to take the final shot. Jordan brought the ball up the court and found John Paxson wide open beyond the three-point line. Paxson, who had been relatively quiet throughout the series, hit the biggest shot of his career, making the three-pointer to give the Bulls a 99-98 lead.
Full head of steam, try to keep him in the middle of the floor. Well, Pippen got the snap. Here's Paxson for 3. Yes!
An absolute dagger for John Paxson. And who made the play happen? Yeah, Michael Jordan. The Suns had one last chance to win the game, but Horace Grant blocked Kevin Johnson's shot at the buzzer, sealing the victory for the Bulls. Michael Jordan finished Game 6 with 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. He had done it again, leading the Bulls to their third straight NBA championship and capturing his third straight Finals MVP. But this championship felt different. This was the culmination of years of hard work, and Jordan had put on a performance for the ages. The 1993 NBA Finals were Michael Jordan's crowning achievement. He averaged an astonishing 41.0 points per game in the series, a record that still stands to this day. His ability to dominate the game in every aspect was on full display and left no doubt that he was the best player in the world. Jordan's performance in the 1993 Finals is often regarded as the greatest in NBA history. He was unstoppable, and no matter what the Suns did, they couldn't contain him. It was a display of pure basketball brilliance, and it cemented Jordan's legacy as the greatest player of all time. The 1993 Finals was also significant because they marked the end of an era. After winning their third straight championship, Jordan shocked the world by announcing his retirement from basketball in October 1993. He cited a lack of desire to play the game, as well as the recent murder of his father, as the reasons for his decision. The basketball world was stunned, and it seemed like the Bulls' dynasty was over. But Jordan's legacy was already secure. He had accomplished everything there was to accomplish in the game, and his performance in the 1993 Finals was the pinnacle of his career. It was a fitting end to the first chapter of his legendary career, and it left fans wondering what could have been had he continued to play. The 1993 NBA Finals were the greatest final series of Michael Jordan's career. His dominance, his ability to rise to the occasion, and his sheer will to win were on full display. Jordan's performance in that series is still talked about today, and it remains the gold standard for excellence in the NBA Finals. While he would go on to achieve even more incredible feats in his career, the 1993 Finals were the moment when Michael Jordan truly became a basketball god. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts. Is this Michael Jordan's greatest Finals performance? What would happen if he did not retire in 1993? Leave your comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching.